Auto insurance can all seem the same until it comes time to use it. So don't get stuck paying more for less coverage. Switch to USAA Auto Insurance and you could start saving money in no time. Get a quote today. Restrictions apply.
USAA. This episode is brought to you by Temptations Cat Treats. Your cat will come running for the perfectly irresistible Temptations Creamy Puree and Temptations Lickable Spoon Cat Treats. The best time to feed lickable cat treats to your cat is anytime. Feed by hand for a playful moment, in a bowl for a creamy treat, or as a topper to make mealtime fun. Visit temptationstreats.com to learn more.
Hello, welcome to Unequal Sequel
Extra.
It's another week. It's another sequel topic for all you lovely people. Hello, everyone. How are you doing? I hope you're okay. We are Unequal Sequel. We talk about sequels.
Yeah, we do.
Is that pretty much sums it up on these Friday extra editions?
We ramble about other things as well. Like, I noticed you put the review. I saw on Instagram you posted the review where we got called Geriatric Millennials the other day, and at the time I saw it I was eating avocado on toast, so I was like, yeah, I definitely am. I'm such a millennial. It's
probably the greatest review anyone's ever wrote of us, because it also says we're like these things are riddled with spoilers, which
also true.
Also 100%, and that is pretty much accidental every time we do one of this, because we're not trained journalists. I know that's hard to believe for lots of people. This isn't our thing. We just found this and thought we can talk about sequels and films, and then people seem to be listening and weirdly enjoying them at that point. So we've just carried on. We are creeping up to the 4-year anniversary of this podcast.
We are.
I think around the 15th, 16th of June. And by that point, we've done 4 years worth of Friday episodes, and we haven't missed one. We've always put something out.
Yeah, we have, yeah.
And that's been tough because every week there is certainly not something to talk about. And sometimes we bodge something in, or we find a way.
Sometimes you can audibly... Yeah, sometimes you can audibly hear the barrel being scraped, right?
But yeah, it's good content. And to celebrate that good content, we're on to one of those episodes. So here's that barrel being scraped. We are celebrating the 20th year anniversary of a sequel. 20 years of a sequel. It is called Be Cool, the sequel to Get Shorty, which is a great film. It starred John Travolta, Gene Hackman, Danny DeVito, Rene Russo. It was a great little
James
film.
James
Gandolfini. Oh yes, it's directed by Barry Sonnenfeld. It is a smart written film. Takes the piss out of the film industry quite nicely. If you haven't seen Get Shorty, go see it. It's a smart script. It's really funny. It is cool, and the actors are all good in it, I think.
Yeah.
I think we'll delve into that.
And then they made another one 10 years after.
10 years, was it?
Yeah, 10-year gap. Yep.
Anyway, here we are, talking about the 20th year anniversary of Be Cool, starring John Travolta. He's a returning member of the cast. Danny DeVito is also returning, but I would say barely. Also in this incredible cast, there's Uma Thurman. There's the Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson. There's Vince Vaughn. There's Cedric the Entertainer. There's Andre 3000. There's Steven Tyler. There's Christina Milian. There's Harvey Keitel. There's James Wood. There's Wycliffe Jean at one point.
There's Fred Durst at one point.
There's a whole heap of people in this movie. You think this is a pretty cool movie. And I remember it being released... coming up to Reese, being really excited, because I think at that point I just watched Get Shorty, because we were at uni, I was watching a lot of movies, and I have a memory going to see this film in the cinema with our brilliant friend James, who loves crappy films.
Yes, he does, yeah.
He does. So that's when I first saw it, and I was very excited to see it, and then I came out of it, and I haven't watched it in 20 years.
Okay.
Rich, did you watch it in 2005?
I can't remember. I don't think I didn't go with you and James to watch it, I don't think.
No, it was just the two of us, I remember that.
And I can't remember when I watched it. Actually, I may never have seen it.
Oh, wow.
It might have been the first time I watched it for this podcast, because I watched it and I was like, I don't remember this. I don't remember this being this bad. And I think I was thinking of Get Shorty. I was like, where's all the good stuff?
Where's the smartly written scripts, and we've got this. And it's... Okay, I think we should talk about... You do the synopsis, if you can.
Okay.
Because they are trying to make it like a... I don't know... lots of storylines kind of come into one. Like it's meant to be clever.
It's meant to be clever, and it
we've meant lots of characters doing. Yeah.
Okay. So basically, we pick up with Chili Palmer from Get Shorty, and he is now a movie executive, essentially in the movie business. But he has aspirations to get into the music business instead. He's kind of a bit bored of the movie business. I'm not sure. His friend, played by James Woods, gets murdered. Is he murdered?
Yes.
Yeah, he is, isn't he? By some Russians.
You say friend. Chili Palmer couldn't give a shit, by the way. Oh,
yeah, true. Yeah. Like, someone he talks to. I think Chili Palmer might be a psychopath. I'm not sure he cares about anyone.
He's a Shylock.
Yeah, well, yes. And he then sort of takes up with his friend's widow, played by Uma Thurman. Yeah. Which is nice to see them back together again.
That's literally the marketing of this film back in 2005.
Yeah, I can see that. And he also tries to sign a young Christiana Milian, who is an up-and-coming singer managed by like Harvey Keitel, who's not a good guy, and like his gang of people. And then there's also another gang, and it's all very weird, and stuff happens, and I'm not too sure.
You've left out Vince Vaughn as...
I know I have, because it's really, really awkward and uncomfortable, because I quite like Vince Vaughn. Mm-hmm. That TV show you got me to watch recently where he's the detective, I loved that. I think he was great in that. I think when Vince Vaughn is good, he's incredibly good. And if I was to pick someone to play me in a movie, I would want it to be Vince Vaughn.
Oh, okay. That's dream casting.
He's got the height. But in this film, he is awful. Like, his character is so annoying. And maybe they're supposed to be.
Yeah, I think he's meant to be annoying.
Yeah, I think I'm doing Vince a disservice because, he probably plays the character the way the character's written. But I wanted to kill him repeatedly.
I think, yes, you're right. I think in 2005, a lot of the things he says was acceptable a little bit more than it is now. But when he says those things, and some of the things he says are horrible. And we've got to remember, this is like a PG-13. So kids can watch this. And it only makes it for PG-13 because John Travolta makes a speech about what makes a PG-13, and you can only say the F word once. And then he says the F word.
Yes, which is probably the best thing in the movie, I think, is that kind of meta speech.
When they do that, it's
clever.
Good.
That's clever.
Because the only other good thing speech I like in this is the Cedric Entertainer speech about black representation in film and music. What a speech that is.
That's true. Yeah, you're right. The bits where it's clever, like the two bits where it's clever are good. But it's just everything else.
Well, that's the Get Shorty bits. That's when we're leaning into that coolness, which is... Get Shorty is a more about adult film than this, I would say. This film was into that era when studios were trying to make things more profitable and family-friendly. And there's actually a quote. I'll read it now, actually, from the director. This is from Wikipedia. In an August interview from 2015 with Deadline, director Gary Gray, I want to call him F. Gary, but it's F. Gary Gray, discussed the failure of the film, stating, "With Be Cool, I made some assumptions in thinking that the movie was going to work. I just made a successful PG-13, the Italian job, and when I walked into Be Cool, it was rated R, and at the last minute in pre-production, I was told, well, you have to make this PG-13. I should have walked off the film. This was a movie about Shylocks and gangster rappers, and if you can't make that world edgy, you probably shouldn't do it. I walked in thinking I was going to make one movie, and then it changed. Maybe it was arrogant of me to think of me because I had success in the realm of PG-13. I could make that work."
He's got quite a checkered history, hasn't he, F. Gary Gray?
Yes.
Because he's made some good stuff, like Friday and The Negotiator, I like.
Negotiator is very good. And so Straight Outta Compton's very good, actually.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, they're really good. But then he's also made the Italian Job remake.
Awful.
And Fast and Furious 8, which is fine. And he also made your favourite film, Men in Black International.
That's not a good film. Yeah, I've never been hugely impressed by his work, to be honest. And it kind of feels, this film, Be Cool, feels like it lacks a director's signature, like, post on it. Like, you could watch that for Get Shorty and it has a feel to it. This one is just, it's too popcorn. It's too clean. It looks too clean as well. It looks too polished for a film that's meant to be, like he says, about Shylocks and gangster rappers. It looks like it's been made, like, his statement says it. The studio wanted to make money from it and make it like a little bit family friendly. And then you watch it back in 2025 and some of the homophobic language that is said, not just from one character, from multiple characters, is not good. It made me sit quite uncomfortable, to be honest, a little bit. I kind of got it from the Vince Vaughn character because he's meant to be playing this wannabe gangster character who's not all there, a bit of a scumbag. But then there's some other characters and they say some stuff. And then you've got the Russians doing the Russian stuff. And it felt me a little bit uneasy. And also, this film is literally, it was built upon, we can get John Travolta and Uma Thurman back together. Fuck it. Let's get them to dance. And not just let them get to dance. Let's get them to do some of the Pulp Fiction dance as well. I thought, okay. That storyline, that romance, doesn't have to be in this movie. No,
it doesn't. No, that's just there for to go. Pulp Fiction was good, Hey, Pulp Fiction good,
And Pulp Fiction is good. This is not good. And all the cameos, I'm not quite sure work. Steven Tyler, how do you feel about he pops up cameo wise?
I think that it feels forced and awkward.
I think most of this movie feels forced and awkward.
Yeah. Talking of directors, though, just going back to that very slightly.
Please.
F. Gary Gray has got form for doing sequels for Barry Sonnenfeld, because Barry Sonnenfeld did Men in Black.
Yeah.
So I think that's quite interesting. You get a director that's done multiple sequels to another director's work.
Yes. I mean,
not well.
Barry Sonnenfeld also has a very checkered past of what's good and bad in cinema.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he does. Yeah. So, because he's done like Men in Black 3 and stuff as well, didn't he?
And did he do Men in Black 2 as well?
Yeah, I think he did do 2.
Which
Is it 2 you hate the most?
Yes.
Yeah, I think he also did Wild Wild West, which is terrible.
He had a moment with Will Smith.
Yeah. Addams Family, that's okay. Like, he did Addams Family, didn't he? That's all right.
He had a brilliant era. Men in Black 1 was very good. Addams Family was good.
Yeah, Get Shorty also very good. Get Shorty is
very good. And he's a smart writer as well.
Yeah, then downhill from there, I think.
And obviously, these are based on books, aren't they? Of what's his face, Elmore Leonard's 1999 novel.
Yeah, they are based in the book. So it should have a theme, but this one very much does not feel like a sequel to the first one. No,
on paper, everything should work. You're like, you've got a cool sequel to Get Shorty. You've got this incredible cast. You've got John Travolta coming back, who doesn't even really feels a bit. How do I feel about John Travolta in this film? He feels a bit not quite as scary as he does in the first film, and everything he says just feels a little bit cheesy. The whole film feels a little bit.
It does,
cheesy, to be honest. Do you know who I think the best person in this film is?
Who?
I think it's Cedric the Entertainer.
Yeah, I think you could be right. I thought you were going to say The Rock for a second there, and I was a bit going to be
no. This is very much early on in the Rock's career. Apparently, this was the last film that he was credited as just The Rock.
Oh, okay.
In movies, and then after this, it was Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
He's better in this than the Scorpion
Dwayne
King.
Johnson.
Let's put it that way.
Yes. Is it funny that he pretty much dresses up as Maui at one point?
Oh yeah, he does, doesn't he? I'd forgotten that. Yeah.
So, I don't think it's aged well in 20 years, basically.
Oh God, no. I think it was probably slightly out of date when it came out, and it's just got worse from there. It feels like a film that should have come out 5 years before.
Oh yeah, it's too polished and clean. It feels like a film that's, again, people that lived through that era in the early 20th century. Films
21st century, dude.
21st century, thank you. Films had a certain feel and look.
Yeah.
And I look at like Daredevil and Elektra and that kind of thing. And this sits in that category for me. When I came out of the cinema the first time, I don't remember hating it as much as I hate it now. I remember thinking, okay, it's not as good as Get Shorty. I was slightly in love with Uma Thurman and Christina Milian, like I was in love with Rene Russo in the original. So that, paved over a lot of cracks for me a little bit. And then, rewatched it. And I was bitterly disappointed, I think, this time. I was so excited back in 2005 that John Travolta was coming back as Chili Palmer after just watching Get Shorty recently. I was like, okay, this could be cool. And he's not cool. He's so cool in that first film.
He is. And he really isn't in this at all. He's slimy, if anything. Like, he doesn't really kind of... He's not cool. Yeah, he's lost the coolness.
What you going to say? Only what I have to. And if that, if I hear that line one more time in this movie, I'm going to be really angry. Andre 3000's Dabu, did you make you laugh at any point?
No.
Did the Aerosmith team up with Christy Milian at the end? Was it a good duet?
I mean, it was fine. It was standard movie bullshit, basically, wasn't it? Like, it was fine.
It's a storyline that you never feel like you really care about.
No, not. The whole movie I don't care about.
And there's lots of twists and bit, and you think,
all I cared about was Vince Vaughn's character getting murdered because he was so horrible. I just wanted him to die all the way through.
He eventually goes to prison, right? Is that what?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I can't even remember really what happened to her. I only watched it yesterday.
I know. It's not a memorable film, and it's really kind of hard to follow as well. Like it jumps all over the place. Admittedly, I wasn't. Was I paying full attention when I watched it? Maybe not.
Maybe,
but at the same time, a good film will make me pay attention.
Yes,
this definitely didn't. Like I watched. I saw the TV Glow, and I was in the same sort of frame of mind as when I watched this. But that pulls you in.
The TV wrestling show, right?
No, not Glow. I saw the TV Glow.
Yes. You see where I got muddled up there.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Definitely. Yeah. No, the wrestling show's great as well. But yeah, no, this is, a whole other thing.
Should we quickly look at box office and move on?
Yes.
So it had an estimated budget of 53 million. So not chumps change.
No, not chump change, but not loads for 2005.
Especially with a cast like this. But, it had some heavy hitters at the point. This is John Travolta was pretty famous at this point.
Yeah.
Harvey Keitel was a well-known actor. Andre 3000 was massive in 2005. Hey, yeah. It was all out. The Rock wasn't massive, but he was in wrestling. But this is tiptoes into movies.
And then you got Uma Thurman, Vince Vaughn, and also all the cameo cast as well. It's kind of...
It's all there. Yeah. So it made... just over 95 million. It was the 57th highest grossing movie in 2005. It made less money than Miss Congeniality 2, so that's where we are.
And we know how we feel about that.
We're in that year again. It made less money than Cheaper by the Dozen 2. It made less money of the Amityville Horror remake that I remember we went and saw in cinema together in Cheltenham. Don't know if you remember that. Yeah, we did.
I don't remember.
A group outing to see that. It made less money than Jarhead, Red Eye, But it did make more money than Sahara, which one day we will cover on Disenfranchised. It made more money than Four Brothers. It made more money than Transporter 2.
Yeah, but its budget was probably 3 times the size of Transporter 2.
Yes, you can tell. Transporter 2 is quite fun. It's the third one that's horrifically awful.
Yeah, I think the first couple are all right, actually.
Yeah.
Like those Transporter movies. Anyway, sorry, Karen.
This episode is brought to you by Loom by Atlassian. Are you feeling stuck at work? Get your team unstuck with Loom video messaging and move work forward. Use Loom to simultaneously record both your screen and yourself to share a quick update, provide feedback, train a colleague, and everything in between. Plus, add Loom AI to your meetings for instant written notes and recordings. Try Loom today at Loom.com. That's LOOM.com.
At the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event, get deals so right, it almost feels wrong. Now's the best time to get that Hyundai you've always wanted. Plus, every new Hyundai comes with America's best warranty and 3 years or 36,000 miles of limited complimentary maintenance. Don't think you can get away with all that? Think again. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. It's a great day for a new Hyundai.
Switch to Verizon Business and get more from your internet without paying more for your internet. Get LTE Business Internet starting at $39 a month when paired with select business mobile plans. That's unlimited data, and with it, unlimited possibilities. Start saving today with Verizon Business, ranked #1 in small business internet customer satisfaction by J.D. Power. Starting price for 25 megabits per second LTE internet plan with smartphone plan savings, plus taxes, fees, and economic adjustment charge. Terms apply. For J.D. Power 2024 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
So we're going to look at what it got rating-wise from IMDb and, we'll do both today, why not? IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes. So what do you reckon on IMDb?
Okay, I don't think it's good. Do I think it's bad enough to be a less than a 6? Maybe. Just. I think 5.8.
5.6.
Ah,
you
close.
really have IMDb nailed down now.
IMDb is a lot easier than Rotten Tomatoes, it seems. Like it's a much more rational one in a lot of places, apart from when it gets review bombed.
Yeah.
But you've normally got that kind of, between 6 and 8. And if it's a bad film, just below 6. And if it's a really good film, just above 8.
Unless it's got like controversy, like Snow White, then people just go after it.
Yeah, like I say, like if it gets review bombed, that's just silly. But Rotten Tomatoes is a lot harder.
Well, because everyone's mad. Rotten Tomatoes, critic score, 168 reviews.
Okay. I can't imagine critics being very kind about this movie. Because I think Get Shorty was quite a well-liked movie, and this kind of pisses on it. So I'm going to say 41.
They've gone for 30%.
Okay, I nearly went in the 30s, and I thought that's probably a bit too low. But 30%, I can see where that's come from.
Got some critics. Someone's put it. This is a plus one actually. Watered down sequel isn't meant for kids.
No, definitely not meant for kids.
And again, this is also a positive one. Be Cool isn't the biting satire that Get Shorty was. It's lighter, hippier.
I think hipper is what.
Hipper, thank you. Hipper, and yes, more fun.
Is it?
No, definitely not.
It isn't.
Another critic has put, I was really glad when it was over.
Yes, me too, actually. I've actually felt relief when it finished. Do you know, like that kind of I'm glad that's over.
Oh, this is a good one. Nothing feels authentic, not the occasionally funny thugs or the supposed street cred vibe that it hits like a FUD. I think that's the point I'm trying to make, is that it doesn't feel authentic. There's something that Get Shorty does feel authentic. Yeah,
you're right. It definitely doesn't. And I think maybe it's because it's trying to talk about the music industry, which is a very different thing to the movie business. So it's movie people made the first one talking about themselves, essentially, right? Like, so it's movie people taking the mickey out of the movie business, which they know a lot about. Whereas this one is movie people taking the mickey out of the music business, which they clearly don't know as much about, and it doesn't feel like they're the insiders. The Get Shorty is good because it's insiders giving you that insider knowledge. Whereas this doesn't feel like that. It doesn't feel like there's any kind of music industry insiders making this movie.
Yeah.
You know, it feels like someone seeing it from the outside and doing that surface level stuff.
Yeah. Like the cameos just feel awful. Just feel every time he mentions the music industry, which he barely knows anything about, by the way, it just feels cheesy.
It does, yeah. It really does.
It's not smart at all. Someone's put, there are some fun to be had here, but measured against Get Shorty, the movie doesn't fare so well.
I don't think there's a lot of fun to be had with it, to be honest.
Like I said, I like Cedric the Entertainer. The bit when he is he's got the person in the boot, but then his daughter walks out and gets his whole crew just to be nice to his daughter every time. That makes me makes me laugh.
Yeah, I think you're right. He is the best thing in the movie.
That speech is really good. Really good. Audience.
Probably a bit higher than critics, but hopefully not too much higher. So I'm going to go with 47.
42.
Oh, okay. I was closer to my first guess.
Someone's Kelvin G, 5 stars. I loved it when I was 12. The Rock's best movie yet.
Okay, Kelvin. When you say you loved it when you were 12, do you mean The Rock's best movie when you were 12? Because that's fair.
That review was from 2024, by the way.
Yeah, you're wrong, man. You're wrong. Like, give your head a wobble. You're wrong.
2.5 stars. Great cast, but the sequel to Get Shorty is not Godfather 2 or Rocky 2.
Well, no, it definitely isn't either of those things, and it also isn't a great sequel.
0.5 star. I would go as far as to say this is the worst film I've ever seen, ever.
Also, not the worst film I've ever seen, ever. You're someone who's not seen enough films if you think that, but it's also not good.
It's not good. 5 stars. Confused by the low rating. Enjoyed it as much as Get Shorty.
I think you fundamentally misunderstood what Get Shorty is if you enjoy this as much as you enjoy Get Shorty, because that's just weird.
Yeah, this whole film's cringy. There's nothing here that no one's mentioning like the language or anything, which is strange, I think.
Yeah, that is strange, especially sort of nowadays.
Late and unnecessary sequel that lacks the charm and of its predecessor's dark humour despite the talented cast. Yeah. Is
it this first sort of legacy sequel, do we think?
Can we say a legacy sequel is a legacy sequel after 10 years? This is a great question. What classifies a legacy sequel? How long do you have to wait? I don't know. Over a decade?
So when I think of legacy sequels, I think of like that Scream sequel. And what was the gap between...
What, Scream 4 and Scream 5?
Yeah, Scream, whatever it's called. It's just called Scream, isn't it?
Not as big as you think it's going to be. I'll let you work.
So that was 2022, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So Scream 4 came out in 2011.
Oh, it is longer than I thought.
It's 11 years. So if we think that's a legacy sequel, then surely Be Cool has got to be in that kind of legacy sequel realm.
I do remember at the time as well, they were trying to get a Get Shorty sequel together for a while.
Yeah.
Because I think there's a series of books that they could have picked.
Yeah.
And I don't know how well as adapted this book is to the book. The script is to the book. I imagine not great.
No.
I read the Cedric Entertainer. That bit is not in the book, and it wasn't in the scripts. It came in quite late. It was an idea from the director. Wow. So,
how would you write the Vince Vaughn character in a book?
I don't know. I don't know.
That's got to be brought in, surely. I don't know.
Well, any of those characters, really. The only one that feels like he's actually a little bit 3D is the Chili Palmer character, and that's because he has a backstory in Get Shorty, and we kind of already know what that character is. Everyone else,
just seems like a prop, like for Chili Palmer. Like you say, he's the only character. Everyone else is just something for him to bounce off of.
Even the Uma Thurman character.
Yeah.
Doesn't really need to be in this movie. Like I keep saying, doesn't need a love scene with John Travolta at any point. They can dance together. I've got no problem with that.
They can dance together, but they do have a bit of chemistry, I think.
Because I think that's because they're actual friends.
Yes.
which does help when people have worked together previously, and especially on such an iconic film like Pulp Fiction, they're always going to have that. They were inside that whirlwind of fuck. This film's going mental.
Inside a whirlwind of fuck. I mean,
Well, I bet they didn't think that the dance sequence was going to be such an iconic moment in that movie.
No, that's
that people
true.
dress up and copy and beloved for so many years kind of thing. So much so they based a whole marketing film of this one around that moment.
Yes, that's true. That's what this whole movie hinges on, isn't it, really? This whole film just exists because Uma Thurman and John Travolta are in it and they do a dance together.
Yeah, and that's weird because John Travolta is a very hit and miss career. Get Shorty, hit. But everyone forgets by the time he came to Pulp Fiction, that was saving him.
It was. Yeah, that's true.
For him, Quentin Tarantino took a chance on him to make that, and that gave him a few more extra years. Yeah, and he's made some great films. Don't get me wrong.
Oh no, yeah, but he's made some absolute toilet as well, right? Like he's made some of the worst films I've seen. Like he has made really bad stuff. Like what was the After Earth? Is it After Earth?
No, Battlefield.
Battlefield Earth. Fucking hell.
You were thinking of the Will Smith film.
I was thinking of what?
Yeah, Battlefield Earth is incredible.
It's incredibly bad. Wild Hogs, have you seen that?
Yes, I went to the cinema to see Wild Hogs.
That makes me want to kick myself in the face.
A bunch of funny people doing horrible things. I couldn't believe it when I watched Wild Hogs. It's like, why am I here? Why am I here? What I would do to watch a William H. Macy movie is watch Wild Hogs, apparently.
But then he's also in, like Pulp Fiction and Get Shorty and Broken Arrow and Face Off.
Yep.
Like
Grease,
all those
Saturday
things.
Night Fever.
Yeah, I mean, sort of his later career.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, his Pulp Fiction was that kind of comeback.
Yeah.
Because in that, before that, he went like, Look Who's Talking, I think. That's the only thing I can think of.
I can think of some duds. Michael, Phenomenon was one that always makes me laugh when I think of it, when he's somehow gets hit by a certain power from the sky and he comes off clever, but eventually he dies of cancer or something. Mad.
The only thing I think about with Phenomenon is the Muppets.
Oh, yeah.
They do Phenomena. When that movie came out, they had John Travolta on the Muppet Show and they did Phenomenon.
Did they?
Phenomenon.
Again.
So every time that movie just makes me laugh. But yeah, Michael as well, where he's an angel, was fucking shit. Terrible. So yeah, it does do some weird stuff. And I don't think... Oh, he's in The Thin Red Line as well. That's a great film.
But everyone's in The Thin Red Line, isn't he?
That's true. Yeah.
Everyone, and then also loads of people got cut out of The Thin Red Line, famously.
Really?
There's loads of people, yeah. Because everyone wants to work with Malik.
Oh, okay.
Because he makes great movies, even though I hate them with a passion. All of them.
What was the movie where they were like hackers with like...
Swordfish.
Oh, yeah, Swordfish.
He's mad in Swordfish.
That shit, though. I did not like that movie.
Incredible hairstyle in that one.
Like Halle Berry in that movie is very, very attractive.
She's a very attractive woman, yes.
But everything else in that movie is bad, including John Travolta's incredibly bad hair.
Yes.
He's sort of the opposite. So I have a theory about Nicolas Cage.
You do?
Where the worse Nicolas Cage's hair is in a movie, the better the movie. Whereas I think John Travolta's the opposite. Like, the better his hair is, the better the movie. And the worse his hair looks, the worse the movie is.
Have you ever seen his version of The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3? It's a Tony Scott film. And he plays the bad guy. He goes for it. Absolutely goes for it. Like, it makes the film quite enjoyable, actually.
That's the Denzel Washington one, right? I haven't seen that. But it's always been one I've like, I should watch it because I've seen the original.
Yeah, the original's great, but
I've not seen that remake.
You should watch it because it's a Tony Scott film. So again, it's mad in some of the best ways, and obviously Denzel's always good.
Yeah. That's the thing that makes me want to watch it, is that Denzel's always good. But
Travolta
I've always
goes to 11. Yeah,
not because it also looks like it could be bad. But
could be bad.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've gone down a rabbit hole of talking about John Travolta's career when we should be talking about celebrating the 20th year anniversary of Be Cool.
Yeah.
So I think we both agree it hasn't aged brilliantly.
No.
Does it deserve to go into the celebration camp? Are you surprised? Because there could have been more of these at some point, and this didn't make enough money for it to happen, I guess, and the reaction to it wasn't positive.
No.
Do we rate these? I can't remember.
Do we?
It's an unequal sequel.
It's an unequal sequel. Yeah, I don't think we normally give them a star.
It's 2.5.
But yeah, it's probably like a 2 for me, probably something like that. I'm not sure. I don't think we normally rank them, but it's not a good sequel, and it's not a recommendation from us to go and watch it.
Is it kind of a forgotten sequel in a bad way?
Deservedly forgotten, I would say. As in, 1, it's forgettable, and 2, it's not good for the legacy of Get Shorty.
It's one of those films when you think, oh, I love Get Shorty, and then someone goes, oh, have you seen the sequel? And you're like, there's a sequel to Get Shorty?
And I think they also, because they called it Be Cool, a lot of people didn't realise it was a sequel to Get Shorty.
Yeah,
I mean, even at the time. Maybe. Because I don't know, it must be an issue for marketing, because it's not obvious that it's a sequel. If you look at the poster, like there's nothing on there that mentions it's Get
I'm
Shorty
looking at the
sequel.
poster now. Are you 100% correct? It just says John Travolta, Uma Thurman, Be Cool.
Yeah.
Everyone is looking for the next big thing.
Yeah.
It really should have like Chili Palmer's back or the sequel to Get Shorty on that poster, right?
Yeah. And I don't know if you've watched the trailer, but one of the things it says in the trailer is the director of The Italian Job. I was like, he's done a lot better movies than that. Why are you like?
Oh, well, as soon as I found out he did Friday, I thought you're going to go to bat for him.
Well, I love Friday, but I think actually my favourite of the Friday ones is Next Friday, the second one, which I don't think he did do.
No, I don't think he did.
But yeah, I think he, like I say, he's a very up and down director.
Very much like the whole of this cast, Rich. In this film.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
But in 2005, that was a cool cast to have, I think. The Rock was a good grab to get. Vince Vaughn was, the back of Swingers and other stuff. Travolta was still... Uma Thurman is just still lovely. Christine Milian was a big thing back in 2005. She did Dip Out Low and some other songs, AM to PM. Steven Tyler still hadn't been cancelled. Aerosmith was still riding pretty high at that point.
Steven Tyler had been cancelled? I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure there's some people throwing away around some things about him being a bad person at some point in his career. But, most of that era of rock and roll stars had done
most
something
men,
bad.
essentially, it would seem. It's just all men, isn't it?
Not all men.
Not all men, but it is always
Most men.
It is always men. It's not all men, but it is always men. Yeah. Fuck.
Anyway, I doubt I'm going to watch it ever again. So this is it for me and Be Cool.
Yep.
I will watch Get Shorty again. It's a cool movie.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah.
But this is not one I'm going to return to. But if anyone has different feelings, please get in contact. Let us know. Rich is going to tell you right now how to do that.
Yeah. You can do it on the social medias like a cool kid. I don't know if that's a thing or not. But we are on all the social medias. Just type Unequal Sequel into wherever you do your social mediaing and you'll be able to find us. We're not on the bad place. So if you do frequent what used to be Twitter, we're not there. Sorry. We can't sanction that buffoonery. But yeah, you can find us everywhere else. Let us know what you thought of Be Cool, and we will read out your comments in the end of month roundup, which is coming very soon.
It's next week.
Next week, yeah. I can't believe it's the end of April next week. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Also, season 8 is out. We've had 4 episodes by this point.
Yes.
And they're all crackers. So yeah, make sure you're listening. Make sure you get onto that and hit the subscribe button, hit the auto download button. We'll drop into your pop player choice twice a week at the moment. And if that's not enough for you, get yourself over to anotherslice.com/unequal sequel, where for just a paltry $2.99 a month, and I do mean that, it's nothing. It's half a coffee. Like $2.99. What can you get for that these days? Absolutely nothing. You can't even buy Pokemon cards for $2.99. But yeah, go over there, $2.99 a month. And you'll get Disenfranchised, you'll get Box Set Mentality, and you'll get an incredible load of sequel sessions, the extra bits to all our sequel episodes that we record with our guests. Definitely worth it. Less than £1 a pod. Get over there and listen now. That's anotherslice.com/unequal sequel. You can email us if you don't do the social medias. We are unequalsequel@hotmail.com. We would love to hear what you think. Leave comments on stuff. please give us a 5-star rating. It helps other people find the podcast, and we'd really like other people to come and listen. We want to spread the word. So yeah, give us a 5-star rating on wherever you listen. Tap us out a little review if you can. We do really appreciate the reviews, as we've talked about already. Us geriatric millennials, we love it. So yeah, please do keep giving us those reviews. We love hearing from you.
We do. And just to let everyone know that our sequel reviews are coming. Sequel season is about to start in the next month. We are going pretty much all back to back of sequel reviews after the end of April. May looks stacked, June looks stacked, July looks pretty stacked as well. So we're about to really hit a run of sequel reviews, and I'm looking forward to it, to be honest, because we've really had to dig around for stuff to do. I don't know what Hollywood was doing scheduling wise this year. I don't know if it's anything to do with like the strikes. I forgot the word about the strikes there.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, or if they just worked out some months don't make money. Because, Be Cool came out in April and only made 95 million off a 33 million budget. But here we go. Thank you for listening. Send all your thoughts in, like Rich said. It is end of month next week, so please, now is the time. If you're listening to it now, send in those reviews, those comments, those questions, whatever on YouTube, Spotify, email, Blue Sky, Threads, Instagram, any of them. We will check them all. Thank you very much. It is a goodbye from me. Bye-bye. And it's a goodbye from him.
Bye.
See you on the next one. Sequel to this one. Have a great week. Bye-bye.
I've been thinking about avocado toast all the way through that. I think we're going to make some now.
Oh, Tiff is going to make pancakes.
Oh, nice.
And that'd be nice. But now we have to record some more, so don't get too avocado-y yet.
Oh.